Hi, I'm AC and welcome to, I think it's part 5 of my Industrialcraft tutorials. This is basically a remake of the original video because the original was, well, terrible. It'll be about the agriculture of Industrialcraft. So yeah, I'll get straight on with it with the basics. The first thing you'll want when you're getting into the agriculture of Industrialcraft is crops, which are made like that. If you get 4 sticks, you will get back 2 crops. I think as well you can put these 2 top sticks on the bottom, so it's like the recipe for boots. Well yeah, for boots. I think that works too, but yeah, crops. Now, what you need to do is, obviously you need to have it like you'd normally would. You need water blocks sort of close to them. And then you just till the land like that. I mean, I'm only showing you what they look like for now, so I'm not going to bother with all the putting all the water down and whatnot. But yeah, that's what one crop looks like. Just like that. You have to right click to put it down as well, obviously, just like everything. And then a crossbreeding crop, which I'll explain them both in a minute, but a crossbreeding one as well. So you put the normal crop down, then you right click on it again, and there you go, you get the crossbreeding one. And just left click and you knock them off. Whatever. So basically what you do with them is well, you plant your seeds on the crops. It's just a lot more, what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's better anyway. It's a lot better when you use crops than if you just do it normally, like vanilla, like this. Because to harvest it you have to break it, and you know, it's just a bit awkward. Whereas with this, when you harvest it, these up here are from Thorncraft. They basically make plants grow faster, so it will grow very fast. So if I put that up like that, let it grow for a couple of seconds. Come on. But you know what, there's a wheat one over here. I'll just show you this. This is wheat. No, it's not, that's melon. This is wheat in the middle here. So if you right click on it, right click on it, there you go, you get wheat and it keeps the seeds there, so you don't have to replant it. You just right click it and that's what happens. Get rid of that. And obviously that will grow back. As you can see, it's started to grow back already, thanks to these. Growing back a bit more. But yeah, and you can plant anything you could normally plant on these. So pumpkins, that's what pumpkins look like. You right click it, you get a pumpkin, or more than one pumpkin, you can get more. So it is just a lot better. It's not a very good example really, is it? There you go, 2 pumpkins. You can get more than 2 pumpkins. I think you can get up to 3, something like that. So it's just a lot. I still can't think of the word. Well, it's better. Also, as you can probably see, you can plant nether walls on them. Put your crop down. Oh, not that. Do you know what? I'll actually harvest one so I can show you. There you go. You harvest it, you get 3 nether walls back. Put that down. Just put your nether walls down and it'll grow. Obviously. Get rid of that one. Okay. So you can pretty much plant anything on it, like I was saying. So you can plant pumpkins, wheat, reeds, netherwort, and melons. But then through crossbreeding, like what I've had going on in the middle here and here, which at the minute aren't, you can get other things such as these plants here. This one being a hops plant, and you get hops from it. I'll get onto what you do with hops in a minute. This one, which you get dye from, purple dye. And this one, which is another important one, you get coffee beans from. And obviously you can get loads more than that. You can get loads of different dyes. I know you can get a cyan dye one. You can get, well, you can get loads, but it's all pretty secretive on how you get it. So I mean, you just have to play about. I mean, I still don't know how to get all of them. I know how to get a fair few, but I mean, it's hard anyway. So keeps happening. It's annoying. But yeah, basically, with these, with your crops, you want to be careful because weeds can sometimes spring up like this. And yes, before anyone cocky starts to comment on it and whatnot, I am aware it is a 5x5 grid of weeds. Understood. But yes, You don't like weeds, they will kill all of your plants around, they will take over, they're not good. Just left click, it'll get rid of your weeds. That's all there is to it. And that's what happens basically when you leave crops with nothing planted on them. The other thing to be wary about with crops, I don't know if they updated it for 1.97, but I know Minecraft mechanics stopped it, so you couldn't just walk across crops and trample them, you had to like jump on them. But I'm not sure if they changed it, but I know when you used crops before, you could break them just by walking on them. Like if you walked across the plants, so I mean if I do that. No, apparently not. They must have changed it to fit with Minecraft mechanics. But yeah, anyway. Now this thing here that I have in my hand, crop analyzer. I'll show you how to make that. 4 redstone, an electronic circuit, glass and copper cables. And basically what this does is, if you left click on any of these things, let's hope yeah, there we go. I got a seed bag. I'll just plant that back down. I got a seed bag, as you can see. Oh, well it says nether wart seeds already. I must have already researched this one. But yeah, basically when you put it in, if you get a battery, because you obviously need to power it, as you can see, the power thing up here. And then power it a couple of times. There you go. It'll tell you all of its things. So it's a tier 5 like plant, I suppose. It tells you its name, who created it basically. Obviously nether wart is a Minecraft, a vanilla Minecraft thing, so it was made by Notch. These are basically things that are related to it, so red, nether, ingredient and soul sand. Obviously ingredient being like potions, stuff like that. And here is its attributes. So growth 1, gain 1, resistance 1. Basically what this means is the higher the growth is, the faster it will grow. The higher the gain is, the more you will get back from when you harvest it basically. So say that was like 10. You've got a much higher chance of getting more nether warts back from it when you harvest. And resistance, the higher that is, the more resistance it's going to have to you jumping about on it and whatnot. So yeah, obviously the aim is to get the highest of all of these. And you can basically decide what you want things to be by crossbreeding. So say you had one plant with a growth of like 10, but the rest were low. But then you had another plant with the gain and the resistance is 10, but the growth was low. You could crossbreed them together to try and get the sort of compromise, you know. So you gotta just play about. It's a lot of trial and error. But yeah. I think that's all there is to that sort of part. This machine here, the Cropmatron, basically looks after your plants. You need to keep it powered, as you can see here. I haven't actually got anything powering it. I mean, you could just use solar panels, something like that would keep it powered. But you just put it above your plants and it will cover, I think, a 5x5 area. But you need to keep it supplied with things. As you can see, they've got like slots here for things. So this side, Weed X, that's what you need to put in. I'll show you how to make that. Make it using an empty cell, which is tin ingots. Grin powder, I'll tell you about that in a second, and redstone. Grin powder is made by putting a spider eye into a macerator and you'll get 2 back. And that is pretty much all it's used for as far as I'm aware. Just that, and then you get your Weed Axe, and you don't have to put it in there, I mean you can just use it like that, and it will take damage, as you can see. So yeah, that's why you keep it stocked with 3 of them. Hydration cells, which are made by putting a coolant cell into an extractor. Coolant cells being made by putting a water cell into an extractor. Water cell, obviously you get an empty cell and right click it on water. And then fertilizer. This isn't the forestry fertilizer for any of you that have played with forestry. It's the Industrialcraft fertilizer. It's made by with scrap and a piece of bone meal. You get 2. So yeah. And that will basically keep your plants all happy, really. Making it grow faster, making it grow better, keeping weeds off it, that sort of thing. And as well, another thing to note about the plants, they do need hydration, so water. They need good air, which apparently is better the higher up you go. They also need sun, so you can't sort of plant these things underground as far as I'm aware. I suppose it would work, but it just wouldn't be very good. So yeah, that's another thing to note about plants. I think that's all there is to plants. So I'll move on to the next part, which is going to be boozeception. Hops, that, no, not that. One of those. Okay then. So basically, to create booze barrels, you need, well, no, let me start that again. To create beer in IC2, or booze as it's so nicely called, you need an empty booze barrel and a scaffold. So there you go, scaffold, 3 pieces of wood, any kind, as you can see, and 3 sticks, you get 16. Basically, you plonk that down, and I'm going to put 5 down. Not like that though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you put your empty booze barrel on top of it, which is made with a piece of rubber wood and 2 wooden planks either side of it. So you basically just slap them on top, and it looks a bit like a tree trunk, as you can see. It's, yeah, I can get rid of the scaffolds now. And now basically what you need to do is, to get the right sort of booze, you need to balance out your sort of ratios of wheat and hops and water cells. So say I was to put in 2 of those, 2 of those, and then 4 of those. Didn't mean to do that. I put quite a lot of water in there. Oh well, doesn't matter. It'll be fine probably. Then 5 of those, 5 of those. Let's say 10 of those. Just put those in. And I don't know, like 2, 1, and 1. And then let's do half of those with only 10 of that. And 10 water. I'll put in like 7 wheat and 5 hops. Now basically the thing is with this whole boozeception thing, as you can see I didn't really explain much there, I just sort of did it randomly. There are so many different combinations, there's no point explaining it, just play about. I mean there's just so many combinations, yeah. So I mean I can't really explain it any better than that. The only thing is, with this, it takes a very long time to actually work properly. It goes up in stages. The first stage after about 20 minutes, and I mean it can go up to a matter of hours. I mean this is real time as well, so it can get quite tedious, so to speak. So I'm going to leave that for a bit. I will show you sort of the outcome of that in a minute. First off, I'm going to show you, get rid of these now as well, I'm going to show you coffee, how coffee works in Industrialcraft. There we go. Now as you can see, to make coffee you obviously need a mug for coffee, so you make a stone mug like this, it has to be smooth stone. That's 7 pieces of stone, you get a stone mug. So what you do, go to a crafting table, and this coffee powder, you basically need to put coffee powder, water cell, and a mug together, and you get cold coffee. Now I'll show you where to get this coffee powder from. It's from crossbreeding. This is what a coffee plant looks like. So if you right click on that, you get coffee beans, and if you put them in a sort of crafting table, you get coffee powder. So yeah, that's how you get coffee powder. So yeah, as you can see I've got cold coffee there. So you heat it up using a furnace obviously, and you get dark coffee. So yeah, that's nice. I'll make another cold coffee just to show you what that does. So cold coffee, dark coffee, and then there's one more type. If I show you this, put in a cold coffee, get another dark coffee out. So obviously people don't always love dark coffee, so you get just normal coffee if you add some sugar and a bucket of milk. So there you go, there's there's your 3 types of coffee. I'll show you what they all do. So this is the cold coffee. As you can see, it gives you speed and haste. Speed obviously makes you run a bit faster. Haste makes you mine a bit faster, which, you know, depending on what kind of tool you've got, could be quite helpful. And there you go. As you can see, that was a noticeable change there. Only just, but I mean it's noticeable. And then there's the dark coffee. Gives you the same thing, but I don't know if that was a bit longer or not. Yeah, there you go. That's dark coffee. Wait for that to run out. I'll drink the normal coffee. Yeah, they all give you the same thing, apparently, but they do stack. So if you had 2 coffees, then it would stack. You'd get 30 seconds instead of 15. So, could be quite helpful. Now, back to this booze thing, and I will finish up the episode then. So, get a tree tap, which you should know how to make. That's not how. There you go. 5 pieces of wood, just like that. Well, wooden planks, not wood. Wooden planks, you get tree tap. So basically all you do, you right click. Oh, hang on, you need mugs as well, forgot. Let me get a couple of mugs. So, right click, and there's your tree tap on there. And whilst this is happening, it won't ferment. If you've got a tree tap on there, it will not ferment, like these still are. So if you want to take your tree tap off, just left click. And the amount of mugs you get out of this is dependent on the amount of water cells you put in. So say you put 5 water cells in there, you get 5 mugs of booze out. So there you go, just right click on it with your tree tap, and then right click on it with that, with your mug, and I got strong brew. So I'll see what that does in a second. And then out of this one, I got black stuff. Right, okay, that doesn't sound good, does it? I get out of here. Just a brew, normal brew. What about this one? Again, just a brew. Get another mug. And a watery brew. Okay. Sun's starting to go down. So, obviously all of these have effects just like the coffee did, but these ones will change depending on what sort of stuff you've put in it. So, what am I going for first? The strong brew. As you can see, it healed my hunger bar as well. Mining fatigue for 1 minute and 16 seconds. Wow. So it makes your mine slower. Dunno, doesn't look that slow. Oh well. So there you go, mining fatigue. What's this one? Oh, this was the black stuff, yeah. Let's try that one. Don't know what that did. If you noticed, let me know. I didn't notice anything happen there. Then these 3 are all brews. Oh no, just those 2. So these 2 are brews. So mining fatigue still there. There you go, mining fatigue went up again, but now you've got strength, so basically you'll hit things harder. If you get a mob, you'll hit it for more damage, basically. And again, you can stack it, so if I do this, there you go, stacks up a bit. Get rid of these. Right, and the watery brew, so what are we at? Just come up to a minute, just come up to 1:10. So the watery brew... didn't actually do anything, did it? Maybe it's just because I've still got those on, but they do have all different effects, all depending on how long you've brewed them for and what kind of stuff you put in. So it's best just to play about with that. It's more trial and error because I mean that is just a massive sort of thing to do. No, that's a bad way to put it. This is just a massive part of Industrialcraft that's a sort of challenge in itself, because there's so many combinations. You just never know what you're gonna get out unless you've obviously done one of the combinations before and you just keep doing it. Find something you like, but yeah, it's gonna be hard. And you can put extra stuff in afterwards. Like I took enough for 1 brew out of here. I could put enough to get 1 more brew and put it back in, and it keep fermenting. So I mean, you never have to stop it. But yeah, as far as it goes, that is the end of this one. I hope this one was better than the last one. I hope it sort of explained things a bit better. I know I got a bit tongue-tied at times, but I confuse myself sometimes. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my other videos. And I will see you for the next one at some point. So I've been AC. See you soon.